Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another XRP update. I hope you've had a great week. Now, today we've got some interesting news about the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. With that said, let's go over some of the headlines straight away. But before that, the hashtag RelistXRP is working, guys, all thanks to the strong XRP community. What do I say? The XRP gang is unstoppable. We are doing the most, and clearly, it's paying off. A few days ago, something really caught my eye on Fox Business News. As you can see, the SEC is accusing Ripple of harassment. I don't know, but it seems like this lawsuit drama is about to escalate. What do you think? As always, welcome back to Money Side. If you are new here, welcome to the gang. Smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get to know whenever we post our daily crypto updates. Now back to today's topic. We can see that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission accuses the Ripple Labs of harassment. Going further, the SEC has requested the court to limit Ripple from accessing SEC's internal documents. Well, the SEC is back at it again, and this time they are claiming that its internal documents are completely unrelated as to whether XRP is used as a security. The SEC seems to take their stand that Ripple Labs doesn't seek the relevant evidence, but rather is out to harass the SEC and derail the primary focus on the case. As if things couldn't get uglier in this SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, now we are talking SEC claims that Ripple is harassing them. This comes as a shock to many, even myself. In fact, Brad Garlinghouse, in his interview with Fox Business, says that it's impossible to think about how a small company like Ripple Labs could be harassing a large body like the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. On a Twitter thread, Brad Garlinghouse said that 10 years later, the U.S. still lacks a clear regulatory framework for crypto. Assets like XRP are open source, plus global by nature, and hundreds of projects are building with XRP-L. Innovation can't be stopped. It may just thrive out of the U.S. Judge Netburn had granted Ripple access to the SEC documents on April 6th. This was regarding the SEC's correspondence and conversations towards Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, an asset whose status as a digital currency is currently in question. Things have quickly escalated as now the SEC has filed another motion with Judge Netburn to limit Ripple from accessing these documents. The SEC seems convinced that Ripple's agenda is to shift the attention of this entire lawsuit to the actions regarding digital assets and unrelated SEC comments. An earlier issued court order required the SEC to search external emails of 19 custodians for documents related to XRP, BTC, and ETH, but denied the defendants' requests for the SEC internal documents that are not relevant to this case. Earlier, the SEC had confirmed that it is in the process of complying with the court's April 6, 2021 order and has begun reviewing tens of thousands of external emails from the identified custodians for production, according to the court order. The SEC versus Ripple lawsuit is in the discovery stage, and this is where we get to see all sorts of things happen. At this point, we shouldn't be surprised to see some things that were not present from the beginning of this case. Now the court had requested both parties to meet and confer about whether the SEC should indeed produce certain official documents expressing the agency's interpretation or views on XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. However, the SEC now claims it has become evident through the meet and confer process that defendants are seeking to ignore the limitations of this court's order and to mire the SEC in indefinite discovery disputes and, if successful, document review. The Commission said that instead of meeting and deliberating on whether the SEC should review and prepare or log certain internal documents that reflect their views on XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, the SEC defendants would instead write a laundry list of the documents they consider records on order. Looking at an article published on newsbitcoin.com, we can see that this laundry list contains the same internal emails that the court did not have to review and submit to the SEC. And not just about Bitcoin, Ethereum, or XRP, but in terms of cryptocurrency in general. The defendants also asked for the inclusion of a 20th custodian that was not subject to the order or the parties' prior discussions. In their defense, the SEC claims that Ripple's defense is focused on unnecessary discoveries that do not entirely concern the sale of unregistered XRPs. The defendant's pattern is to find relevant evidence using the court's reach and then derailing the court's case towards the SEC's performance. For starters, the defendant requested the SEC and searched through the employee's personal devices, which go on to a broader pattern that attempts to make the case through irrelevant and random communications within the SEC instead of focusing on XRP and Ripple. And according to the SEC, there's no reason why they should provide their personal email accounts to express how the agency interprets Bitcoin or Ether in the market. With that in mind, the SEC is seeking to prevent Ripple's defense from looking through privileged information where the court has already determined that nothing can be found. To be more specific, the Commission plans on preventing the defense team from receiving internal communication records from the SEC officials where the court has already banned those documents from access. There are two ways you can look at these court proceedings. Either the SEC is telling the truth and Ripple lawyers are actually overstepping and harassing the SEC, or the Commission is hiding something, and they are using this route as a defense. I'm more inclined to go with option 2 because personally, I don't think Ripple could be harassing the SEC. We all know there's a chance those documents could uncover some hidden truths, and it's time for the Commission to open up. What do you think, guys? Will the judge rule in favor of Ripple or the SEC? Please let us know in the comments section below. Now let's take a look at the technical analysis. Ripple is on fire these days when the SEC couldn't get down this alt. Now it's regaining its power to go for what it deserves. Our entry point is far below the current price, but the entry point should be touched with our analysis, and after touching that, the rally should begin. Not the first step of the rally, nor the last one. This alt has higher risk than others due to the accusations in the US, but it showed that they are stronger than these things to go down easily. So get in it and just wait. XRP has come to life, but I am always looking at multiple outcomes and optimal price actions. Here you will find what I believe is the ultimate confirmation, something I look for in mega volatile assets. A wedge here with a break above is best. Though it may bypass the wedge, many believe, I would prefer a proper build-up with matching volume before the next pump. Time is money, and there are plenty of opportunities still. XRP looks to have a good path upward no matter what happens in the next few days. Though the price action within the next few days will determine how volatile it remains in the near future. Please keep in mind we are not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. Tell us what you think in the comments section below and let's have a conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and to click on the subscribe button below. Turn on notifications so you're sure to be informed whenever we post our amazing content. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.